Hello everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into this webinar on how to use email marketing to improve your webinar engagement. Before getting the webinar underway, let me introduce myself. I am Aravindan, product marketer with Zoho campaigns, and of course, I will be your host for today. If you have any questions throughout the course of this presentation, feel free to ask them using the QA option that you could see in your screen. I have a couple of support colleagues alongside me. They will be assisting you as this presentation progresses. And suppose they are busy answering other questions, you have a dedicated QA session at the end of this webinar to find out all your answers. So without any further ado, let's start the webinar. Here's the agenda for today. Benefits of using emails for webinars. The need for integrating your email marketing software with your webinar software, introduction to Zoho Meeting, our own in-house webinar software, Zoho campaigns integration with Zoho Meeting. First of all, why should you use emails for webinars? The reasons are very simple. Number one, you have a keen audience already. Email marketing nowadays has become very much permission based. You cannot send emails to one without their consent. With that being the case, it is safe to say that people who are interested in your brand are the ones who subscribe to hear from you. So by sending webinar invites to your subscribers through emails, you give yourself a good chance of having more registrants. Number two, the ability to communicate at the right time. Assuming your user base is wide and large, putting out your webinar announcement at one shot won't yield good results at all. Luckily, this problem can be solved using emails. You can segment your audience under various categories and schedule your campaigns with ease. For instance, if you have 1,000 email contacts across India and your business is based out in Canada, you then can segment those contacts under a mailing list and schedule a separate email campaign at an optimal time. Clearly, this is where emails gain the upper hand over other marketing channels. And the final one and the most important one is engaging your registrants. Let's face it, converting your registrants into webinar attendees is the most difficult part about running a webinar. However, you can overcome this challenge to a great extent with the help of email marketing. Not only can you send reminder emails to a registrant, but also ask your sales team to send personalized emails explaining the benefits of the webinar. This way, you can increase the number of attendees. With the fast-paced lifestyle people have these days, expecting them to attend your webinar just on the back of a reminder is a bit harsh. Therefore, you should consider engaging them in the interim between the day of sign-up and the day of webinar. Using email marketing to promote your webinars are great, but why should you integrate your email marketing software with your webinar software? Well, your webinar attendees are great prospects for your business. Why? Simple. They are investing time to listen to what you have got to say, which means they are clearly interested in your brand. If you do effective follow-ups, you have great chances of converting them into your customers. But importing the details manually from your webinar software to your email marketing software can be exhausting. This is why we recommend you to integrate your email marketing software with your webinar software. Imagine if the data can flow seamlessly between the two softwares, it becomes that much more easy for you. Talking about webinar software, allow me to introduce our own in-house webinar software called Zoho Meeting. With Zoho Meeting, you can plan and promote your webinar, present with audio, video, and screen sharing. You can engage your attendees in real time with polls and QA. You can record, replay, and share your webinar and also you can download your webinar analytics. So not every one of you would be using Zoho campaigns is what I believe. So let me give a fast brief about Zoho campaigns. Zoho campaigns is an email marketing software that helps you to leverage the power of emails. Coming in with a nice blend of automation and simple yet effective features, Zoho campaigns allows you to create, send and track email campaigns with utmost ease. Now comes the main essence of this presentation, the integration between Zoho campaign and Zoho meeting. So let me dive into the product demo. So I will first now I am at the home section of both Zoho campaigns and Zoho meeting. So let me now first start with Zoho meeting. For that I should be scheduling a webinar first. I'm going to name it as webinar for new customers. Although the description option is optional here, we recommend you to enter a clear description about your webinar to help your audience have a clear picture of what they can expect from your webinar. So here I am going to enter like how to get started with our business. I can set the date and time as well. So yeah, fine. And of course the time zone ranges. And lastly, the durations as well. So my webinar has been scheduled now. Once the scheduling part is done, you will be presented with a registration link, which is to be promoted across various platforms. So all I have to do is copy this registration link and promote it across different chat mediums and communication platforms that you might maintain. And even better, you will be presented with this code, which can be embedded across different platforms like blog, website, and even your community forums, which generally would receive high traffic. So, and you are also presented with the option of customizing the registration form. And the two mandatory fields are name and email. And if you wish to add additional fields, you can select any of these fields and proceed, because different people might need different data of their audience. So we are presenting you with multiple options as well. So now I am going to use name and email as my fields. I have saved it now. And you can also create polls during the webinar to make it more lively and interactive for your audience. Okay, the scheduling part is done. So let me move into Zoho campaign. So this section displays me with the list of apps that has been integrated with my Zoho campaigns account. Here is Zoho meeting part. So I'm going to the setup now. So you could do all the edits about your webinar and your email promotions here. And before that, the moment a person registers for a webinar using the registration form embedded across various places, his details such as email address, name, first name, last name would get imported to the mailing list you associate. That is the mailing list which you can find here. So I have already integrated my account, so the setup is ready. I have associated my registrants with a list called Zilker new list, and I am also using the same list for my attendees as well. So this will be my default list, mailing list, until and unless you edit using the option present here. You can either create a new mailing list here, or you can use the existing mailing list. So, and then once you associate, the data flows seamlessly. Okay, I am done with this. So the initial setup is done now. So what I am going to do now is I am going to kickstart my email promotions for my webinar. For that, you have to go to Advanced Campaigns, create a campaign, and access Zoho Meeting. So I'm going to name my campaign as webinar for my customers. So you should choose the webinar here. I had already created several webinars, so I'm going to choose this one. And make sure you give a catchy subject line to grab more eyeballs. So my subject line here is know more about. You can add a bit of personalization, and you have to enter the sender name as well. I'm going to enter, yeah, you have guessed it right, it's my name, but sorry, no prizes for guessing though. And yeah, and one of the main business benefits of this integration is that we offer you ready-made email templates to make it easy for you to design email newsletters for promotion. So these templates are tailor-made for webinar promotion, and all you have to do is choose template and then directly get started. I'm going to use this template. You could see various options for editing in this image editor, and in this you would find an option called merge tag. Merge tag is going to make my job easy. How? Well, you could find the tags like webinar name, webinar presenter, webinar start time, and description here. So my merge tags are going to fetch the details directly from the list I have created, and it is going to nullify the manual interversion work that I may have. So yeah, here your registration link will be embedded across the CTA. So, and the details, the fields which I discussed a moment before are nothing but these. So the owner of the account will eventually be the presenter, and the description you enter, the date and time, and the other details you enter here will be directly pulled in by merge tag, and your email newsletter would be tailored accordingly. So yeah, okay with this. So I am going to I'm going to associate this with a mailing list. And we have different options, like sending the campaigns immediately, scheduling the campaign or sending in batches. By scheduling a campaign, you are optimizing it to the job, it to your audience present across various countries. So the optimal open time comes into the equation here. And using sending in batches, I could send emails in bulk numbers in various batches. This would make sure that my open rates are higher and my bounce rates are lower. So for now, since I have only 4 recipients, I'm going to use send now. And yeah, I want to send a campaign now. It is being sent. And where would I see the report to the campaign? It can be viewed here. So let me quickly walk you through the important metrics present in this report section. We are exclusively providing for this integration. Total count is nothing but the total number of registrants for your webinar. New contacts is nothing but people who enter into a mailing list for the first time. And if people who were a part of your mailing list before and then prefer to unsubscribe, but now if they resubscribe to you through the registration link which you had promoted or embedded, they would be classified under re-added contact. So if a contact is already present in the mailing list, then he would be classified as duplicate contact. There is an attendee asking me a question. The question is, how do I customize my registration form? Yeah, I would like to explain that again. So for that, I have to create a webinar again. We'll give it time. So after scheduling my webinar, I will be shown this section, and this is where you could customize your registration form. The fields which we have given as mandatory are name and email. Since different people might need access to different data of their audience for future communications or sales nurturing, we have added these fields also. So if you wish to add fields like country, postal code or anything, you can just choose and proceed. This is how it is done. And I have got another question from an attendee asking how do I know how my webinar promotions are performing? Yeah, I would like to explain that also. And for that, you have to use the sync services option, manage your Zoho meeting account, and here you could find this option called webinars. Once you click that, you will be presented with extensive details about your webinars, the number of attendees, the number of registrants that you have achieved. So I'm going to use this one. So the total count obviously means the number of total number of registrants that you have garnered, and the new contact is nothing but people who are entering into your mailing list for the very first time. And suppose if a person wished to unsubscribe from your mailing list, And then if you get added to a current mailing list set up through the promotions done for this webinar, then you would be categorized as the added contact. And if in case a contact is already present in your mailing list and he also registers for the webinar, then to make things clear, we have provided this option called duplicate contact. So people who are already there in your mailing list and if again they wish to attend your webinar, then they will be classified as duplicate contacts. So yeah, that's about it, I think. Thank you so much for attending this webinar. Thank you so much for your time. In case you have any questions, you can write to me at any time using the handle aravindan.s@zogocorp.com. We have our support team as well, so you can ask your questions at your will using the handle support@zogocampaigns.com. Until next time, this is Aravindan signing off.